Well, hello there, and welcome back to Warpland. I'm Corny Swiss, and today I'm driving around well, this is a few days old. I've had it sitting around for a couple days, but I was doing other things, so I didn't upload it. But this is a absolute simulator battle. It's from the event a few days ago, and I'm driving the M4A1 Sherman. And what I want to talk about in this video is the event. This time when they brought the events rather. Oh, see you later. They brought 3 new events. Well, one we'd already seen, and 2 new ones. They brought Rapid Fire, which is basically just a really fun, fast-paced AAA match. The games I played, I had a lot of fun playing them, but they were very quick. The longest replay I have from it is about 5 minutes long, and I got knocked out. I got knocked out near the end, but we ended up winning shortly. I think winning shortly thereafter. I don't remember, but I do remember when I was playing, just having a lot of fun, just spraying, and it was just very quick because everyone has good, quick turrets and machine guns, and the Germans had more armor, but I drove around a lot in the ZS U-37, and I felt like that was a really good one. But all that being said, it was a really fun little game mode that I'm glad they, I guess, experimented with. It's kind of like the when they did the flying boats event, where you only could fly like Catalinas and things like that, and that was really fun. The other new event they sort of unveiled or brought out or tested was a realistic battle game mode, but in the spirit of absolute simulator mode. So you have no HUD markers, but you still have third-person camera view, which I thought was interesting. I wasn't sold on it, mainly because I guess maybe I'm just the type of person where if I'm gonna do a simulator battle, I want to, I want to go hard on that. I want it to be a simulator battle. If I'm doing a realistic battle, I don't think of it as quote unquote realistic. I think of it as quote unquote not arcade and not simulator. Just like I think simulator should be as real as we can get. Arcade is just, anything goes. But realistic, I think, is just, I don't really classify it as quote-unquote realistic battle. I classify it as somewhere in between arcade and simulator. It's like the middle ground. I'm sure other people think of it differently, and this is a little unfortunate. I was killing that guy, and this guy showed up out of nowhere, but that's part of the deal when you have absolute simulator battle and you're sitting next to the cap. So my first spawn got taken care of pretty effectively there. But this is the Sherman. We get another one. And the interesting thing about the realistic battle game mode was that it maintained the third person, which is kind of what makes simulator very immersive. But it took away all the HUD markers, and it made, honestly, I thought it made it, to me, it made driving the tank almost a little harder. I felt like I had to work harder in the absolute realistic battle than I did in the absolute simulator battle. But maybe it's just because I'm more used to that, and the realistic battle was just a new perspective, and maybe I just didn't take to it very easily. And this little sequence is kind of funny because this Panzer 3L just like rolls up here, and I'm just thinking, oh, it must be a friendly tank. I didn't stop to look, and I'm like, wait, that's not a friendly tank. He just, so I pop him, but that was at the time I thought that was a little amusing. And he was right there for me, which is nice. And what's happening in the game is they've captured 2 of the zones, but myself and another Sherman are about to make a push to capture A, and teammates are sweeping around from our currently captured zone to C. So they're moving along the beach there, and they're going to eventually get there. And I'm going to stop and help my teammate repair really quick so we can go up this hill together. And but back to the realistic battle then. I kind of don't want realistic battle to turn into to sort of become way more like simulator battle than it is more like arcade battle. I'll try and explain what I mean by that. I think realistic battle should not be when you look at it, you should think of more of arcade than you should of simulator. And the reason is I think realistic battle is actually like a kind of a cool middle ground where your I guess quote unquote immersion isn't all the way there, but you're also not getting a couple like crutches with the aim assist and things like that. However, so you do have that element. However, it generally just sort of speeds everything up, and it's a good middle ground to kind of getting used to aiming the gun. But I can understand why people might think that, oh no, we want realistic battle to be, it should be exactly like simulator battle, only slightly less so. I mean, whatever that means. But I don't know. I kind of don't want realistic battle to change, because realistic battle is kind of where I do my grinding, where I do my very casual playing. Simulator battle is when I really want to commit and be like, I really want to get in this. I want to really go hard on this. Realistic battle is where I go to when I'm like, I don't really. I want to be challenged, but I also don't want to be so aggressively challenged, and so I want to chill a little bit more. Is basically it. And arcade is when I'm like, I'm kind of just in the mood where I just don't care. I just want to do whatever I want to do. And I don't want realistic battle to become arcade, and I don't want realistic battle to become simulator battle. So it was an interesting event, and even though I didn't do that well in it, I thought it was pretty fun. I just thought of the 3 events, the rapid fire was really fun. The realistic battle was, it was okay. It was fun, but it wasn't something I'd do all the time. And then obviously the absolute simulator battle, that was pretty fun as well. And it's interesting. I kind of hope that soon they maybe expand the vehicle pool. I kind of like how they did lower tier. Makes it kind of, cause it puts for example, Panzer IV F2s are pretty good tanks. Panzer III's pretty good tanks, both of which can affect Shermans. Now I think the Sherman was probably the better tank in this event, but for example, I'm driving the M4A1 primarily because it has the 50 caliber machine gun, and I really like the 50 caliber machine gun at this tier, because if you catch the side of an enemy tank, a lot of times you can set it on fire or kill crew and things like that before they even turn their turret. So if you place the rounds right, you can disable them before they even get to shoot at you, which is pretty good, especially when you have a very potent 75mm cannon. But I liked how they brought it back a little bit. Alright, while they're testing it, I don't think they should go much higher than rank 3, just because you're going to start running into the issues of player pool. Like, how many players are there at rank 4 and 5 to fill out these teams and make really compelling games? I find that, well, at least for me, between maybe noon and 3 o'clock Eastern time is when the most people are on. Kind of morning to afternoon is when most people are on. And as it gets closer and closer to maybe dinner time, like 6, 7 o'clock, again Eastern time, there's far less people on the order of like 60 or 70,000 less people, which means that it's very difficult to get games above rank 3, especially in simulator or realistic. And I don't think people are going to change their habits tremendously to just to partake in the event. So maybe if the player pool at 6, 7 o'clock was like just like it was at noon, then yeah, I mean, we'd get games all day long. But that's not the case. So I'm interested to see, though, when Absolute Simulator gets implemented. They clearly know that they're onto something, because I don't think they... Because, I mean, when people give such resounding feedback, I feel like that's a signal that you're kind of doing the right thing, and maybe should bring that. So I wouldn't be that surprised if in 1.47, which I assume is next, I guess they skipped 2. It's 1.4 then something. And it's usually, like, we had 1.45, I guess 1.47 now will be, I think it will have Absolute Simulator included in some fashion on a more regular basis. Likely not to continue to come to us in events, but rather get polished up and presented in that update. Whenever that happens. It could be months from now, I don't know. But, this was a pretty fun game, and Absolute Simulator never seems to disappoint. Even when you get knocked out, like, really early or just almost embarrassingly, I don't really mind. It's part of the adventure, part of the fun. It's not every time you drive the tank out, you're not going to, have a great game, but, that was a pretty fun game. So, I guess synopsis is the 3 events. The arcade battle I thought was pretty much a hit, just because of how fast-paced and fun it is. I liked it. I mean, some people probably didn't, but I liked it. And then the realistic battle, I thought it was too much, right? I didn't. That's not what I go to realistic battle for, I guess. Maybe because I'm not caught up. Maybe because I'm not, sort of stuck to the word realistic. But, anyway. So, thank you for watching. I've been Corny Swiss, and I'll see you next time.